Go ahead, Anthony. What's going on?
Guys, we have a top 5 that Mr. McNuggets out there has put together for the
Yeah, I wanna hear
storylines
this.
coming up for the game tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
Yeah, these are the 5 things to watch in tomorrow's game. We talked about a lot of these on the YouTube show. If you missed it, you can go back and hear a little more in-depth analysis on this, but we'll run through the top 5 storylines to watch tomorrow. Starting with number 5, which receivers are going to step up for the Browns in this game? We're not sure if Deshaun Watson's going to play yet. We're not exactly sure who will be playing quarterback. We do know some of the cast of characters they'll be throwing to, guys like Michael Woods, Jamari Thrash, and Matt Landers. Landers was waived. He's actually not in this game, so Matt Landers out. But to see which ones step up and fit in with whoever quarterback in this new system, that's a minuscule storyline.
I'm not even sure that what these guys do in this game matters much, if at all, in terms of the final decision.
Talking about the receivers?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like because the guys there, if we're talking about the non-starters here, a lot of the hay is in the barn. You've seen 2 preseason games with what they can do. One more preseason game ain't going to change that. They, in their mind.
And the preseason games, Tyvus, is just a small piece on the puzzle, right? They're watching them in camp for 6 weeks.
So I made this point when I did the Browns radio last week. I was saying that the guys that make plays in practice, that works for you to get brought back on practice squad. If you make the play in the game, now 31 other teams see that, and now you got a chance of being claimed. So that's why the games is much more important. Because the team's thought is, if I can cut you, but I know somebody else is not going to claim you, then we'll just bring you back on practice squad and we paying you cheap.
Right,
you know, so it's always about how can I get the player for the cheapest possible. That's what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't want to stress the millionaires having to spend too much money. Excuse me, billionaires having to stress too much money. Go ahead.
The next storyline to keep an eye on is a guy we talked about a lot throughout the week, Siaki Ika. Can he make something happen? Can he put some good plays on tape? If he's going to have any chance of making the Browns' final 53-man roster, it's going to have to start with a very strong performance against Seattle after some not-so-great performances the first 2 weeks.
I think you're out to lunch on this one. I don't even think it should be a storyline. I don't think Siaki Ika has any chance of making the team, no matter. I mean, I guess if he played like an absolute superstar and had 4 sacks tonight, but I don't think there's anything he can really do. What's that?
Tomorrow night. Anthony got
tomorrow night.
Anthony got it too.
I don't think there's anything Siaki Ika could do to make this team. To you, Tyvus?
The only way Siaki Ika can make this team is if he goes out there. If he's out there with the ones, if the ones is out there and he's in there and he gets 2 sacks and 3 TFLs, okay, now we got to have a conversation. But at this point,
percentage chance that would happen.
2%.
You think this? You guys are crazy. You think it's 2%?
I said 1.
Listen, nothing's ever 0%.
I would say it's
listen.
0.000001%.
Listen to me. When your job is on the line, you be surprised what you can do.
Okay.
Like, you know, if they walked up to you and said, Adam, you go out there and you get 3 TFLs and 2 sacks, you are guaranteed to make this team. You don't think you would go out there and do some crazy
I'm pretty
stuff?
slow. I don't think I would.
Boy, you'll move.
By the way,
you'll take all 5 of them get out the way.
The offensive lineman he's going against, that guy's doing this in the same boat.
No, because if he's going up against the ones,
Seattle's playing the
like they'd be like, well, we kind of.
But is he even playing against the ones, or is he coming in the second
Probably
half?
not. Yeah,
We're going to find out.
Probably second.
All right, number 3.
Next storyline, Jermaine Ifedi getting the start at left tackle. This is a camp battle. Ifedi has to have a strong performance. LB, it's supposed to be OT, but Ifedi has to have a good performance to kind of solidify that roster spot. It's him, James Hudson, Adeniji, all those guys battling for the last position on the offensive line. Plus, who's going to protect Deshaun's blind side in week 1 against Dallas? We'll see what Ifedi looks like at left tackle.
I do think there's some legitimacy to that being a storyline.
No, I think that's probably the biggest storyline. Well, I don't know what your one is. To me, that's one of the things that a lot of people's going to be locked in because you've heard so much stuff about, oh, my goodness, the season is a disaster before it even start because we don't have an offensive tackle. Obviously, I'm rooting for Fetty. I played with Fetty when we were Seahawks. We both came in at the same year. Things were good and then things were bad with Seattle, so hopefully he can put it together for one game. Going up against your former team, it's a lot of motivation there.
Yeah, the fact that he was a first-round pick, you know there's talent there. Yeah. So. All right, number 2.
Will or will not Deshaun Watson be in uniform for the Cleveland Browns? The most important storyline.
How is that not number 1?
Because wait till you see what I got up my sleeve for number 1. This is the question we all want to know. Will Deshaun Watson play? Get that answer Saturday when Kevin Stefanski lets us know for sure one way or another.
I feel like number 1 might be something like, will I stay up to watch the end of the game or something silly
Even
like
better.
that?
Even better.
Go
there
ahead.
are a few things that happen in the UCSS world that just, they hit home.
Oh, sure.
Become memorable moments. They become extra characters in the show.
Okay.
And we haven't spent a second talking about this all week because I've been saving it for this exact moment. The number one storyline in tomorrow night's Seattle versus Cleveland preseason finale is, take it away, Steve. It's a PJ Walker revenge game. It's the most underrated storyline. It's gone so under the radar, we all forgot about the fact that he was even on Seattle.
I don't even know that I knew he was on
This is the PJ Walker revenge game. Deshaun Watson, whether he plays or not, pales in comparison to PJ Walker getting his revenge against the Cleveland Browns.
Tyvis, how did you not bring this up? That's your guy.
You know, I've been so focused on all the other storylines.
Yeah, you forgot about Phillip.
You know, he solidified himself in my heart as the best Cleveland Brown quarterback. And when he goes out there against the Browns on tomorrow, he going for 399 yards and like 3 touchdowns for sure.
That would be amazing.
He gonna be like, y'all cut me, y'all ain't bring me back. Oh, he about to. Him and the Fetty both got something to prove.
I won you a huge game and you did me like this.
Telling you.